something like Backers that can connect idea people with money people,
right,
and is tremendous.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, that seems to be a sweet spot.
Yeah.
And I think the timing's perfect.
And we are literally sitting on a gold mine through Backers.
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 Backers. Hopefully I'm going to say you can find us on Backers.
Backers.ca, okay.
Being an entrepreneur is like eating glass and staring into the abyss of death. Elon Musk. Tesla, Uber, Facebook, Amazon, and even GameStop is getting some love. Billions of dollars are being dumped into these publicly traded stocks. Investing online is the new normal. Unfortunately, as they say, by the time the news is out, it's too late to use it. As a result, most people have already missed the boat. The smart money went in years ago. Investors that invested when they were just early-stage private companies have seen the most growth. Just think, an early-stage private investment in Facebook is worth 10 times more than the same investment when it went public only 3 years later. Unfortunately, most people don't know this exists. Don't feel bad. Until now, only a limited number of wealthy investors were allowed to invest in these early-stage companies. 98% of the population was restricted from investing directly in these early-stage private companies. Unless you knew Jeff Bezos personally, 98% of you were not legally allowed to directly invest in Amazon before it went public. However, thanks to rule changes by governments across the globe and the advancements of blockchain technology, investing in these early-stage private companies is now open to everyone. Private is the new public. Now you can invest in early-stage private companies with as little as $100 before they go public, before they are listed on a stock exchange. Now you can invest in early-stage private companies on Backers. Now you're the shark. Now you're the dragon. Backers is changing the way businesses get funding. It's tough out there. Accessing capital can be extremely difficult for most entrepreneurs. According to Crunchbase, less than 1% of the $543 billion in venture capital offered in the US between 2015 and 2019 was given to Black and African American founders. It's simple. Businesses need capital, and Backers enables everyday investors to provide funding at all stages of a business's life. Backers enables private companies to get access to capital and gain market validation by selling shares in their business to everyday investors through regulated dealers on our proprietary, jurisdictionally agnostic online funding platform built on blockchain. The first of its kind in Canada and possibly the world. Blockchain will change everything. Gary Vee. For those who may not know, blockchain is the underlying technology that Bitcoin is built on. The Backers platform is built on blockchain and utilizes blockchain technology as a transactional ledger, providing a secure, trusted, transparent, and efficient system. A security token represents the ownership information of the investment, recorded on a blockchain. When you invest in traditional stocks, for example, ownership information is written on a document and issued as a digital certificate. For security tokens, it's the same process, but recorded on a blockchain and issued as a token. The security tokens can then be bought and sold on a secondary market, providing liquidity for investors. Private is the new public. Like many before you, you're probably thinking, wow, this is amazing. And we would have to agree with you. But why are we here today? It's simple. Backers is looking for backers. And we're using the very same platform that we built to enable early-stage private companies to raise capital by selling equity in their business to everyday retail investors. We're using the Backers platform that allows everyone to invest directly in early-stage private companies. We're using the Backers platform to raise capital for ourselves, Backers. Now, you can invest in Backers with as little as $100. A quick disclaimer, this is a corporate presentation with forward-looking statements, and there are inherent risks involved with investing in any company. Investors are cautioned not to put undue reliance on forward-looking statements, except as otherwise required by applicable securities statutes or regulations. We know you want to see a significant return on your investment. We expect to see at least 10x and possibly 100x growth over the next 3 to 5 years. With that being said, let's talk about the top 10 reasons why you should invest in Backers Network Inc. Number 1, success to date. Since the initial opportunity was identified in 2015 and the incorporation of Backers Network Inc. in 2018, in addition to being the first ever platform to facilitate a 45-108 equity crowdfunding raise in Ontario for a ride-sharing app named Ego, Backers has privately raised over $300,000, developed a proprietary ERC20 tokenizer, became a FinTrack registered money service business, and created a proprietary AI-powered onboarding and due diligence process. Number 2, digital platform. The existing system doesn't work for the majority of entrepreneurs and stifles innovation. As a result, the statistics show that many will fail, while many more likely won't even start. Accessing capital for entrepreneurs is extremely difficult, and often the only focus, while the potentially more important aspects of planning and market fit are ignored. Existing solutions are lacking. Thanks to major technology advances and a recent regulatory shift across the globe, Backers is a digital private equity exchange, or equity crowdfunding platform that enables private companies to get cash and gain market fit by selling shares in their business to everyday retail investors through regulated dealers on our proprietary jurisdictionally agnostic platform built on blockchain. Number 3, private is the new public. 98% of the population has been restricted from investing in private companies, but that is changing thanks to a regulatory shift across the globe. Now, everyday retail investors just like you can invest in early-stage private companies before they go public and participate in this often lucrative asset class. Number 4, built on blockchain. The Backers platform is built on blockchain and utilizes blockchain technology as a transactional ledger, providing a secure, trusted, transparent, and efficient system. A security token represents the ownership information of the investment, recorded on a blockchain. When you invest in traditional stocks, for example, ownership information is written on a document and issued as a digital certificate. For security tokens, it's the same process, but recorded on a blockchain and issued as a token. Number 5, loyalty. It costs 5 times more to acquire new customers than it does to retain current customers. And while this may not seem important, this is likely the single biggest reason why an entrepreneur or company would want to use the Backers platform. Deepening the connection a business has with its customers by enabling them to become investors, or as we like to call them, backers, is likely one of the best ways to reduce customer acquisition costs and increases the lifetime value of a customer. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. Number 6, accessible to everyone. Backers breaks down barriers to financing and helps open innovation to all people. Some refer to it as the democratization of capital. We think of it as investing in opportunity. This works both ways. Every day, retail investors get access to investment opportunities in new and early-stage companies. Entrepreneurs get access to capital that historically wasn't available to most. According to Crunchbase, less than 1% of the $543 billion in venture capital offered in the US between 2015 and 2019 was given to Black and African American founders. Less than 1%. Backers opens the door for these entrepreneurs and others like them to get access to the capital they need and deserve. Number 7, market-driven. Through a process we like to call natural selection, the market decides who gets funding. Backers uses a proprietary AI-powered onboarding and due diligence process, allowing the market to decide who gets funding while providing data-driven analysis and guidance to the entrepreneurs, all while ensuring regulatory compliance. Unlike the traditional VC model that utilizes a more subjective and often ineffective approach to decide who gets funding, Backers uses a more effective, automated, and market-driven approach that, as mentioned, lets the market decide who gets funding. Number 8, market potential. The global private equity and capital markets combined represent over $200 trillion invested. There are over 200 million companies worldwide. Every company needs funding at one stage or another. And while we are only focusing on a few specific exemptions to date, the opportunities are endless as we move forward. Over the next 3 years, we plan to work with 5,000 plus companies, raising over $1.5 billion and generating over $200 million in revenue for backers. Number 9, liquidity. Security tokens facilitate the creation of a secondary market that will create liquidity for investors. Liquidity is a major concern for private equity and private investors, often referred to as the liquidity trap, meaning investors are trapped and there is no real way for investors to get their investment out in a reasonable amount of time. Until now. Currently in development is a proprietary secondary market or securities exchange upon which the security tokens minted during the IBO or initial backers offering process can be bought and sold, providing liquidity for investors. Number 10, an investment in backers is an investment in the thousands of companies that will use the platform. This may be the number one reason why you should invest in backers. We take a percentage in cash and a percentage in equity on all funds raised on the platform, meaning you get the upside of our operations as we grow, and you also get the upside of every company that uses the backers platform. Just think, if the next Facebook uses the backers platform, you will indirectly own a piece of its success. Imagine what it will be like a couple years from now when thousands of companies have gone through the process of raising capital on backers. What will be some of the success stories? Is it possible that the next Uber or Amazon gets funding on our platform? Seriously, how cool would that be? There you have it, the top 10 reasons to invest in Backers Network Inc. So, what are you waiting for? Click the button and invest in Backers. Invest in the Backers platform. Invest in the thousands of companies that will go through the platform. Invest in opportunity. Invest in Backers Network Inc. Thanks, I appreciate you joining me today. Invest now. Thanks, stay safe, have a great day.
Something like backers that can connect idea people with money people,
Right.
and is tremendous.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, that seems to be a sweet spot.
Yeah.
And I think the timing's perfect.
And we are literally sitting on a gold mine through backers.
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 Hopefully, I'm going to say you can find us on Backers.
Backers.ca. Okay.